Yo guys, chinkys here. Just wanted to give you guys a little rant about Unholy DK right now. Just like PvE, PvP, etc. I'll just put some arena games and stuff that I played plus Mythic Plus in the background if you guys want to see. But basically, like, so they're nerfing Unholy DK, right? And I have about 600 mastery or so. And basically the nerf, I think it's going to be about 100 stats of value of mastery. Now, there's a lot of problems with Unholy DK in PvP, but the main problem that seems to be the case is literally you can't outheal the damage, and you can't kill people solo. So what do I mean with this? Like, it's like red paladins, for example, they can one-shot people. Rogues can one-shot people. Warriors can do 10k executes from 70% with proc, and then another 10k execute when they get below 35%. And there just doesn't seem to be a place for DK. Now, in threes, it honestly feels fine. Like, if I play the warrior, stuff dies. If I play with the shadowfury, stuff dies. If I play the windwalker, stuff dies. But it's not because of me. I can be top of the DPS meter, but like the damage I'm doing and like the amount of healing that happens in the game and the amount of damage that happens in the game is like, it's equivalent to like the same, or like healing is a bit higher, right? But like when you put a class with no CC, no burst, and every heal in the entire game is instant, like you, I go through them. Holy Pally, Word of Glory, right? You can Word of Glory most of the things, and they also have that 25-second cooldown on fast kills and Holy Light that just tops someone. Then you have Restoration, Riptiding. Literally tops people. It's fucking stupid. Disc Priest, Radiance. Everyone's play Radiance, and they also have Rapture Shield on 1.5 minute cooldown, as well as Pain Suppression and Barrier. And, you know, it's just, that's a lot of healing. You know, all they need is one Radiance, and they go from 30 to about 70, and then like the only way you can kill someone that's a DK right now is literally Soul Reaper. That's the only way I kill someone. I get them below 35, and the Soul Reaper will get them from 35 to 20 to 19. And then, you know, if they pop Blur or like a Demon Hunter or Red Pally pops this shield, yeah, slash presses Word of Glory for 10k, like who would have fucking known? So Deathstrike right now, it heals for about 3k on average when I'm like trying really hard Death Striking. And then Lichborn heal, the coils are doing about 4k to me. So they're doing very little, like they're doing less than Deathstrike would before. And they're on cooldowns, right? Which is kind of sad. So like I literally have to kite. Like I can't fight people in melee. Like I've had 2 schemes where I would literally kite the warrior. The warrior would like not be able to hit me because he's not good enough to know how to like rotate his charge leap into bladestorm and actually like hit me for enough, like for a long period of time. That just doesn't work on high rating though. So like I don't know what Blizzard needs to do, but I think just like unnerfing Deathstrike, and then I hope that would be enough. But like the biggest change is, like I said, I can kill people with the Shadow Priest, for example, and the Shadow Priest doesn't need to do any damage. All I need is a silence. Now silence or strangulate, for that matter, is just 10 times stronger than other cooldowns. Like a stun, let's say versus priest, right? If you silence them, they can't use their cooldowns. You know, they can't pain suppression, they can't barrier, they can't do anything. And it's just so nice. Like if you stun them, they can just pain suppression, and then you can't kill them. And I think the game is fast paced enough to like, if you gave DK Strangulate on a 1 minute cooldown, they would have a place. Like you'd actually have a reason to play DK Warrior, for example. Like right now, like Warrior Shadow Priest is just 10 times better. Like just replace DK with a Windwalker or a Warrior or a Red Paladin, and the comp is 10 times better. Like it's kind of sad. Like don't get me wrong, like DK is still viable in these comps, but there's no real place for them. Like there's not like a niche. And I think with Strangulate, it would bring, you know, a silence. Like you could have 2 ghosts on DR, for example, playing Shadow Priest DK. could have one with strangulate and asphyxiate, or strangulate and like, I don't know, any stun that you have in your team. It's like pet stun, for example. Like, why the fuck is it 2 seconds? You know, they went from BFA, right? That's when they changed from Legion to BFA, and they put like globals and everything. And I think their thought process was that you don't have to use a global on your pet to stun people, but like, you have to understand that like, my pet can get rooted, my pet can get fucked, he can get leg swept. Like, there's multiple times where I just can't use my pet. Like ret paladins, like Wake of the Ashes, it's the most annoying shit. Like, I'll enrage my pet, Wake of the Ashes my pet, I didn't notice, and I'm calling that I'm gonna kick the next cast, and it's like, oh, JK, Wake of the Ashes, you know? And it's just like, right now, you know, we have Shackle, then we also have Turn Undead from Holy Paladins and the Ret Paladins. Like, I had a Ret Paladin fucking spam fear my pet, and now that most of DK damage come from pets, with the mastery change, and then like Blizzard like actually changing DK to do a lot of pet damage, it just doesn't seem right, you know, for your pets to be that weak, or like, you know, like just easily like just like changing the stun to from normal stun to 3, and then enraged pet stun to 4, and like giving a strangulate, and like maybe like remove asphyxiate baseline. You know, we don't have asphyxiate baseline, which is fucking hilarious still. Which should be baseline, but like just like having the old version where you like you choose asphyxiate, but you have strangulate baseline as an unholy DK. Like, I don't know what the developers are thinking about DKs, because like blood DKs have strangulate in PvP still. They still have the talent. I don't understand why that is, and it just puzzles me like what they are thinking. Because everyone knows at this point, like I've known since the beta, that DKs, or Unholy DKs specifically, are really, really bad. Frost DKs are still decent. They have really big obliterates. They did get nerfed a little bit in the beta. But the obliterate is still nice, and you can get the chill streak off, etc. It's like, they have a place. Like, the chill streak burst with the obliterate damage, like, it's insane. It's actually nice. Now again, they are really squishy because they just nerfed Deathstrike for no reason. But the other thing to note is that, like, you know, resummoning a pet, like, why is there, like, a delay? And also, why is it not on global for Blood and Frost? And why is it on global for Unholy? Like it doesn't make sense to me at all. So it's like, I've been trying to play high verse, and high haste, and it feels just bad to not play high mastery. Like, I've been going in arena games with my full PvE gear. I'm like stupidly high gear. Like, that's the other thing. Like, I have literally the best gear out of any other PvP player, and I'm still struggling. And that just goes to show like how like, then again, it's like, I play against a red paladin. He just, or a demon hunter, just presses on the hunt, and I go to 5% HP and I live because he, you know, didn't kill me. But like, his on the hunt does like 11k, and then like the dot is doing like 16k, and then abomination limb literally does 10k. Single target a little bit less than that, over 12 seconds. And it's like, the covenants from other classes are just too, like, yeah, you get the grip, yeah, it's nice, yes, it helps your teammate, and like, but it doesn't help me. Like, it doesn't, I can't kill it because I don't have the damage. Even if I can hit a rdruid, I still can't kill him. It's just like, it makes me frustrated as a Unholy DK main. Obviously, I'm practicing Frost because I think Unholy is trash. But I think if Blizzard does not fix DK within the next 2 months, it's actually just tragic. Because it's so easy to do. It's such a little change that needs to be done. It just feels like, you know, just like, give them a little bit of a love, you know, like a little bit of thought. I think the main problem is that they are good in PvE. And then Blizzard thinks that because they are good in PvE, they are also good in PvP. Like, a lot of examples about this is that Boomkin, for example, they're really good in PvP and PvE. So why is DK not good in PvP, but they're good in PvE? And the main reason for that is that like, the globals you press as a DK in PvP and PvE is very, 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 very different. Like, you have to use globals on Chains of Ice. You have to use globals on Death Strike. You don't have a choice. That's your class. And those things add up, you know? It's like, it was a meme, you know, like back in BFA Season 4, like, all your damage comes from Corruption, Gushing Wound, and it comes from your dots. That was your main damage. Like, that's the class, you know? You Chains of Ice, you put up dots, and that's 2 of your runes gone. Like, there's many fixes to this, but like, making Chains of Ice cost 10 runic power instead of a rune would greatly benefit that. Making Death Strike just, I don't know, like, just literally, like, buff it back to the way it was. That's what I want, honestly. But like, I don't think Blizzard should nerf other classes. I think other classes are fine. I just think DKs themselves, or Unholy DKs themselves, just like, they need something. And because they have changed them in the past, so I mean, you can take this back to Season 1 BFA, right? So Season 1 BFA, I knew DKs was trash. Why did I know DKs were trash? Because I tried them. I figured out quite quickly that they were awful. And what happened in Season 1 of BFA? There was no DKs that played the game. Absolutely no one. I was the only, it was me, and it was Cervantes on EU, and it was me and Valido on US that played DK. So there was only 3 DKs that actually played the fucking game, and that played in Holy. Back then Frost wasn't so good. So that's the only difference right now. Like, Frost is actually decent, so like, it's not awful. But I like it's just not okay in my opinion. Like, basically, DK is good in the meta, right? Where stuff dies, but casters have to cast, because we have a lot of interrupts to their cast, right? And cast times are long. So those 2 things are what DK is good at. Now, we do have Rune of Sanguination. Also, Blizzard fucked up on this. They're like, in PvE, right? In Frost specifically PvE, people were like swapping their weapons to get like increased benefits. And with the swapping of weapons, and Holy and Frost actually did about the same damage, DPS. And then they're like, no, we can't have that. We don't want you to have 4 different weapons to change stuff. And then, like, you know, do more damage, you know, switching weapons, you know, mid-combat and stuff. So they put, like, 30-second debuff if you change your weapon while you're in combat. Now, this is fucked up. Because for PvP, Unholy DK PvP, and Frost DK PvP, you have to change your weapon. Because you need to play Rune of Sanguination. And also, Rune of Sanguination is really good, but it's a 5-minute cooldown. And it goes back again to, like, removing healing from Death Strike and just putting on a long-ass fucking cooldown. Which I just don't agree with. This is just not necessary. You know, like, give us the cooldowns and keep the Death Strike is what's, Death Strike is good. The cooldowns are good. Now Death Strike is useless and cooldowns are decent. If the cooldowns, like, if Death Claw was healing me for 10k per hit, that would be good. I can heal myself for 10 seconds. Or like 7k. Basically, it needs to be above 6k, I think, for it to be okay, like, to Death Claw yourself. And right now, it's half of that, it's 4k, right? Sacking your pet is okay, but that should be half your HP sack. And it's like, these abilities are used for PvE, right? With PvE in mind. You know, you have to understand how big of a sacrifice it is to sack your pet. And sometimes I have to do it, even though it's only 25% of my max HP. Like, it's like, I just have to press it, even though I have an enraged pet up, you know? And it's just not worth it, but it's a necessary evil. And then again, it's like a 2-minute cooldown, so It's fucking rough. It's like they could literally not give us Lichborn, the old Lichborn, and keep the fucking PvP talents for Lichborn, and I think Unholy DK would be better. Like that. That's how fucking backwards what Blizzard has done. Like, how? I've tested it, and after 1 hour of playing Unholy DK on the beta, I was like, this spec sucks. Why does it suck? Because I can't kill stuff and I can't heal. I can't live and I can't kill. Then what the fuck is the point of DK? You know? And it's like, they took it away from us as well. It's not like we were just a scuffed fucking spec from the get-go, you know? They took it away, which is like the worst part. Like, literally not changing DK, not nerfing Deathstrike by 50%, and not giving us Lichborn and having Lichborn as a PvP talent, and then removing Sack Pet, DKs would be better already, which is sad. But like, you can't give us, like, basically what Blizzard is doing is that to most classes they're just giving, right? But with DK, they've been giving and taking. Now, if you do that to only one class, that class specifically will be very, very weak. Yes, there's not many DKs, and I think this is the main reason why Blizzard doesn't understand this nerf is really, really bad. There's not a lot of DKs that was Deathstriking properly. There was only like 10 DKs that was Deathstriking properly, and that's only at the top level. I mean, at the low level, like, they didn't matter. Like, DKs just died. They didn't know how to live. But then, you know, I play DK and it's like, I'm not dying. And my healer is like, why the fuck are you not dying? Now I can't do that anymore. I have to scream at my healer, I'm dead. And then classes are doing too much damage to the point, like, where if I don't fucking chainsaw and run, I'm dead. And you might think that's okay, but I'm a fucking melee class, bro. I cannot cast Frostbolt. Do you understand? I cannot cast fucking Stormkeeper or Star Surge and do 10k with these abilities. My highest hitting ability is Apocalypse. And I don't even know how much damage it does, because it does so fucking little. I think it does 2,000 from the 4 explosions. Plus another 1.7. So I do 4k. That's my highest hitting ability, is 4k. Then you have Execute, no cooldown, doing 5k. Fucking Ret Paladin doing 11k Temple and Verdict. Boomkins doing half moon, full moon, channeling their fucking stupid ass ability. And like, even without that, they can double Star Search people for 8k, 8k. And Stormkeeper, like Earthshock doing 8k. Stormkeeper, like Lightning Bolt doing like 4, I don't know, I think it's 6 Lightning Bolts. And they do like 20k total, so that's 10k each global, 2 globals. It's like, why? It doesn't make sense to me at all. I mean, you guys can obviously see I'm frustrated about this because it doesn't make sense to me. I mean, yes, DKs have, you can spec in and get 24-second AMS. And that's fucking broken in PvP versus casters, right? But do I really have to spec into that? Is that my only choice? Because you nerfed my class so fucking much that I have to play that. That's the only way I can play the game. Like, I haven't even tried it because I crafted fucking 210 legendary from the last boss in normal. I mean, I'll try it next week, I guess, but like, fuck me. Anyway, hopefully Blizzard fucking fixes an Unholy DK. Yeah. Sorry about taking so long with the rant, but yeah. Anyway, subscribe if you want to watch more. Like the video, and hopefully Blizzard will hear our voices soon. Anyway, thank you guys. Peace.